Throughout the day, whenever those bad thoughts start coming to your mind about, you're starting to get down, just kind of counteract it. We're like, no, you don't have to accept those thoughts.
Well, yeah, that's, honestly, I believe it takes more to encourage yourself, than to sit back and receive everything that everyone's throwing at you.
Yeah.
It really does. Because, you could be in the midst of, let's say, the most negative people in the world, but if you know how to conduct, let's say, yourself, and you know how to motivate yourself, that won't affect you. It'll have no effect on you. You can go anywhere and smile. Anywhere, keep a smile on your face. When someone says you're ugly, you're like, okay, that's what you think. You can go about your business. But when like you said, you don't, you slowly start to slip off into your lonesome.
It used to make me so mad when I was down about something because someone told me something. My mom would always be like, well, you're allowing them to do that to you because you're agreeing with it in a sense by allowing it to get to you. And that would be making me so mad. I'm like, what do you mean I'm allowing them? They said it to me. But it's true, now that I'm starting to understand that when someone does say something to you that's negative, you don't have to allow it to affect you. You have a choice to not take that negative word.
Yeah.
So.
Because I honestly believe that the most powerful voice is the inner voice. Because, when you're alone and you are thinking to yourself, you have the most influence over yourself. You, at that moment, control where your smile is going to go. It's going to go in the toilet or it's going to stay on your face. Because when you start to think to yourself and, things are being said in your head, it's like everything's just going on, blah, 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 blah. And if all you're saying to yourself is negative things, all you hear is negative thoughts, you're going to go into a negative mindset, and that negative mindset is going to trigger just a negative mood, and you're going to become slowly a negative person. But if you think positively, you become a positive person. So focus on being a positive person, and we'll be right back after this break.
Diet pills that just don't work? Try NAS! You can lose up to 40 pounds in 1 week! You need an energy boost? NAS! You'll be up for days! But who needs family and friends when you got NAS?
Get real. Meth runs lives.
That can cost you your job.
Not to mention your family and your friends.
You can get addicted after just one use. You can go to jail.
Look what it does to your teeth.
Buy into the facts.
To learn more about the damaging effects of meth, go to this website.
Welcome back to Kinetic TV. Where we last left off, we were talking about the power of words, and we were talking about how you can reverse encourage yourself in your mind. So, I wanted to ask you guys, how do you think you can encourage someone? Because normally no one's going to walk up to everybody, in the school hallway and just, hi, how are you doing? Blah, 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 blah. No, people don't do that. So,
They might think you're weird.
Yeah, really. So, what do you think is a good example of maybe in reaching out in the opportunity to encourage someone?
Well, when you see someone down in school or anywhere else, and you don't have to necessarily go up to them like, you have a pretty face, and then walk off. You can just, you can just talk to them. You can give them encouragement, just through the conversation, and a good conversation too, not like a negative one, like, oh, yeah, my grandparents died last week or something. You can talk to them like something good, and just, you can give them compliments, but not like just blatant ones, in their face. You have nice hair. All right, see you later. Bye.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. It's
something that comes from the heart, I guess.
Yes, you mean it.
Well, with girls, I know, if you see someone who's feeling kind of down, like making a comment like, oh, you look really pretty today, like it does affect them. And whenever I tell people that, I actually mean it, I'm not just saying that, but little things like that. Or if you like their shoes. I don't know why with girls that, it affects
like
them.
Your shoes.
It does.
Yeah.
We're
Cool.
just different like that, I guess.
What was that? You said 7 times?
Yeah.
Or something like that, to reverse a negative word or something like that? That's a lot of times.
Yeah.
That's a lot. I don't think necessarily that we're going to be all 7, because that's too much time.
I think that's just the statistic or something, the average or something.
Yeah.
You know what I find interesting?
What's that?
I was just thinking about this earlier. That major changes in the world do not happen without a good speech. That's what it's like. I mean, actions do speak very loudly, but most of those actions don't take place unless there's a speech first, like with powerful words. That just came to mind.
Interesting. So speech. Okay.
Yeah, a lot of times, like something that somebody will say, like something about what they said will kind of hit a spot with you. It stirs something up and spark something, and it's like kind of gets you thinking about it a little bit, and then you start kind of playing with that and doing something about it or whatever. Like I watched a movie recently, and the big thing at the end was something about one act of random kindness or whatever, doing basically one nice thing for somebody a day. And so I was like, woke up the next day, I go to the same place for breakfast every morning, and so I went through there, drove through the drive-through, and I noticed that the girl at the drive-through, see her every day. She had her hair a little bit different. I just made a comment about it. Hey, your hair looks good today. I like your hair today. It looks good. Something like that. And she like really was encouraged by that.
That can work the other way too. Like someone who's always negative towards other people, that begins to affect them negatively too.
Same way.
I really want to just elaborate on that for a minute, on how sometimes it seems what is wrong with my voice? All right. Anyway, it seems like sometimes that we just forget that people have feelings and people have emotions. I know we hear about it all the time on TV, that we really, 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 should watch how we talk to people, what we say. We hear about it in speeches, motivational speeches. We read about it in books and things. But I don't get it. It seems like no one really seems to understand that you can really do some damage to people by what you say. You could really mess someone up, I mean, you could not mean it. You could be joking around, but you could really, really mess somebody up.
And like this one instance, I was a really little kid, and I was thinking about this recently. That like, I didn't even realize this affected me that big until I thought about it. And I was really little. This was somebody that I really looked up to and respected and everything. And I made a comment about this certain restaurant, and it's pretty good. And then they said, that place ain't good. That's an oxymoron.